Hey, what's up guys? This is your boy Travis back again here at Big Boy Toy Reviews, and today we are taking a look at another third-party figure. This one is from a company called Hasuki, and this is, I think this lady's name is Seance Era, and it's SE002 Kraken. Who knows? Who knows what these names that they come up with for these characters or whatever, but another kind of like waifu type review here. I really like this box. First of all, this box is tiny. I did not realize that this box would be so small and this character would be so small, especially considering the price. But you know how these third-party companies go. But there it is, Hasuki, designed by Hasuki in China, 2022. This came out in, so this is another one of my super late reviews. This one came out last year, I think September of last year, if I'm reading that right. So back again with the late review. We have something called Drake Group here. I don't know if that means anything, but as you can see, everything on here is in, I guess, Chinese or Japanese. But yeah, this is Seance Era. I think that's how you pronounce her name. But that is it for the box. Let's go ahead and pull her out and see what we have inside. I did want to actually do kind of an opening here on camera because this box is really cool. So there's magnets here on each one of these sides. There's a magnet in here, and so it's just magnetized to the side of this box, and then the figure is in here. As you can see, I have taken her out already, but you can see she has all her hands, her face is here, but then she also has another layer with like a bunch of her accessories here, and then there is another layer with the instruction manuals and the stand. So that's pretty darn cool. So I just wanted to show that off real quick. But anyway, let's get her out of the box and take a look at her. All right, so here we have the figure out of the box. So let's take a closer look here. So this is how she came out of the box. She with the mask on and everything. So so you'll see like black fuzz on there. That is from the stuffing she was inside the box. So she has like this black fuzz all over her. And it's also sticking to her a lot because she is completely silicone. The whole thing is silicone, except for her jacket and her head and her hands, and her feet. But everything else, from her ankles to probably somewhere, maybe not her neck, she's completely silicone. Even her arms under here are all silicone. I don't know what this bikini piece is made out of, but it is not. It's like clothing. But it's also stretchy in some way. I don't know if this is also made from silicone, but it's made from the same thing that her leggings are made from. It's some kind of stretchy material. I don't know what it is. These are actually metal. Little, I don't know what you want to call those, holes. But the rings around, I said it, there we go, rings. The rings around them are actual metal. But they somehow have managed to get really good and really small detail on these leg things. Like you can see really small detail and really crisp detail on this. The O2 on her back. This is actually pretty cool. I like this little kind of swimming rig that she has on here. You can tell that her entire frame is made from die cast because she is really stiff, and it's really, I mean, you can tell it's a complete metal frame inside here. This is removable, so I don't think she has anything painted under here, but you can remove this. But yeah, all the detail in this is really good. You can see radioactive ionization. I think these are functional clips. Look how tiny those are. I think those are actual functional clips, and this can actually open. But yeah, these, I think, yeah, I can see if I can actually get this to open. Let's see if I can get these to actually come apart. But as you can see, it looks like it will actually come apart. I don't want to break it, but let's see if I can get that to come apart. I can't right now. I can't. My hands are just too big for such a small piece. But I do think that comes. I do think that comes off, or that will open up. Let me check the directions and see something. So no, the directions don't indicate that these can be unclipped, but it seems like they can be. She has her little gloves here. I don't know if she has any. Actually, you can see it right there. Look at that. You can see the wrist is all metal. It doesn't look. I guess we'll get to the articulation later. But yeah, the detail on this is really, really nice. Her hair is the only thing that's super flat. There's not very much detail in it as far as like sculpt work, but there is a nice gradient, or I guess you can call it shading that transitions from like this white to this blue to the bottom of her hair. Obviously, this is removable, this whole face mask. As you can see, this is the face under the face mask. I can't say that it's a very good looking face. Her lips are really weird on this. But it may be because it was always meant to be hidden by this mask. Because if you just look at her through the mask, she looks good. Even on the collar, around the collar here, you get some nice detail. It looks like there's a clip here too. That one doesn't look like it comes apart though. I don't think that one will come apart. I mean, even the little things, this can actually tighten. This is functional. I forget what you call these things that are usually like in book bags. I don't know what you call those things. But yeah, you can see right here around her leg here, or her stomach, it says that Drake group. Same little symbol, looks like an octopus leg or something. Yeah, I mean, it's really cool. Aesthetically, this looks really good. You can see where the cut is right here on her foot. This should be able to pull down over it though, to cover up that gap, so you don't have to see that. So that works just fine. See, it's covered up on this side, so it should be able to cover it up on that side. But yeah. I mean, I think she looks good. She looks very, very nice. So let's go ahead and get her out of the way, and let's take a look at her accessories. All right, so here we have her first set of hands, and these look like maybe weapon holding hands. I'm not sure, but they're like some gripping hands, and she just has gloves on, so there's nothing real special about any detail here. So that's cool. She has a pair of open hands, like so. She already has a pair of open hands on her in the box. I'm not quite sure what these are for. Maybe these are more for swimming hands. Then she comes with two trigger hands. So these are clearly for her weapons. So she gets two of those. And then last for the hands, she gets, no, these are actually trigger finger hands. So it looks like she gets two. Maybe those were pointer finger hands. Maybe those were just pointer finger hands. And these are her trigger finger hands. But they're so tiny because she is tiny. It's hard for me to hold them in my hand. As far as faces, she does come with two different faces. She comes with like this weird sad face. I don't know why she's looking so sad there, but she has this sad face. I think it looks better than the one that came with her in the package though. I will say that. So that one looks good. Then she also has another kind of just blank look on her face. She's very emotionless, clearly. So that's it for that. She does come with two pair of feet, separate feet. I think these are like supposed to simulate swimming feet, or maybe they go into another accessory that I'll show you here in a minute. But she does come with 2 feet, and they are, the toenails are sculpted on the feet, so that's cool. So that is those. She comes with some extra wiring for her scuba gear. And speaking of scuba gear, oops, she actually comes with 2 of these wires. So speaking of scuba gear, she does come with her air tank that also says the Drake group on it. And it is nicely detailed. You can actually, you might be able to make out numbers there. Can you make out numbers there? Kinda, not really. But that's very fine detail that they clearly didn't have to do. But that looks good. The little hose twister thing None of this stuff moves, but, and it's not metal or anything. Look at even the back of the tank. Has a very small tampo in the back of it that looks really, really good, and you can see clearly in the camera. She comes with another hairpiece if you don't want her to have the scuba mask on. So she comes with another set of bangs. Let's see what else. She comes with a set of flippers to simulate her swimming. That's what these are called, right? Flippers? I don't know what they're called. I've never used them. This has the Kraken name on it, looks like. Let's see. Yeah, that says Kraken around the foot there, and that actually does move. That is a functional piece. So that's nicely painted. Also, this one also has Kraken on it and can move. So that's nicely painted and sculpted. I don't know why they went with clear, but then she comes with two guns. So she comes with this gun, which is very tiny and very nicely painted and detailed. For such a small, tiny thing, they got a lot of paint in that. So that looks really good. It looked like it could take a effect piece on the inside of that gun there, but it didn't come with any effect pieces. And then you get in this baggie, it looks like the same gun, but it's been shot, like it's been used. The clip is out, and you can't take the clip out or anything like that. But she does come with this this already finished or shot off gun. She then also gets this tiny little like dagger or knife, whatever you want to call it, and it looks really, really good and detailed for such a tiny thing. Then she also gets a holster to hold her gun in, so that clips onto her, and she can store her gun in this little plastic clear holster. Then she has a couple of things that I don't quite know what they are. According to the manual, the next thing I'm about to show you is called, actually don't see it in the manual. It doesn't show what this is in the manual. Let's see whether it'll show me anything online. Oh, it does. Okay, it does tell me. Okay, so this is a squid-shaped backpack, is what they are calling this. A squid-shaped backpack, and that is done very nicely. You can see the caution label there. It says infectious virus area authorized personnel only, caution, and it has that Drake group symbol on there. But yeah, it's a squid backpack apparently, and it does unzip. This is a functional zipper, as you can see. That is an actual functional zipper, so that's really nice. So that's what this is. Now there is, well, I'll show that last. It also comes with a diving robot. Now this thing is very delicate, but it's very cool. So this does have its own articulation. You can see it's very nicely detailed. It has like, I don't know if you want to call that rust or wear and tear, but you can see in between here that could be rust. But it does have like what's that, nuclear? I don't know what that is. Don't get me guessing about some dumb stuff. Then if you zoom in really closely here, you can see copyright, all rights reserved on there. So that's pretty cool. But this is what this thing can do. So it is articulated. It can, I call these little ears. If I can actually get them to move on camera. Let's see. I can't see. Oh, actually this kind of folds up. There we go. So you can get this thing to fold up like so. I don't know what it would be for, but you can, both of those sides come up like so. This isn't a real button or anything. But then you got these little thick guys down here, which are like its feet, and you just pull it from there, and then you spin it and it locks. Hold on, you spin it and it locks it in for the most part. And then you kind of mess with these feet, which is really cool and super detailed. And you can have you a little diving robot, according to what they say this is. Yeah, so this thing is really, really nicely detailed for such a tiny thing. And it has more articulation than I would say like most Marvel Legends figures. I'm just kidding. But it's pretty easy to put it back together. It is very delicate. I can't stress that enough. It is extremely delicate, and these pieces could easily pop off and break. So you have to be careful with this thing. But you loosen this up, I don't know, can you unscrew this? But you can just kind of push all these things in and even them up, even them out. And you just gotta fit them in there, like so. And I'm trying to do this behind the camera too, so it's a lot more difficult. But you kind of push it in there. You should get a nice little round, kind of sort of round thing like this. And typically you can just push it back in. It gets a little loose here, so you just want to kind of push it back in. It does have a place to go. I'm not quite finding it right now. Oh, there it goes. And there you go. But this thing is really, really cool. Now it also came with this, and I have no clue what this is. It says body powder. I don't see it in any of the instructions on what this is supposed to be. So I don't know if they sent me some anthrax or something, but it's not on the website because I got this from Hobby Link Japan. I do not see anything that says body powder on it. So I don't know what this is. It did come in the box. So yeah, I don't know what this is. Hopefully it's not fentanyl, straight up, because it just says body powder. There's nothing in the instructions that tell me what this is supposed to be, but it came with it. And so that is it for accessories. Now let's move on to articulation. All right, so here we are with articulation. So as far as the head is concerned, it can spin around all the way, as long as you don't get it caught on the backpack there. She doesn't get very much side to side at all, and she can't look up because of her hair. And she can look down a little bit, but you are very, very limited on that head. Let's take this face off and let me see what, I think it's actually covered up. I don't think you can see it because I think I tried this already. Yeah, it is covered up, but you can tell actually, is the neck silicone too? I think her neck is silicone too. I haven't tried to take her head off, but I don't think you can. I don't think it's a good idea to try. But yeah, you're not gonna get a whole lot of movement out of that head. So like that pose that she's doing on the box right there, I don't think you can do that with this. As far as her shoulders are concerned, it's on a nice stiff metal joint that clearly goes way past parallel. I can't tell if there's any type of swivel in here because it's all silicone and it'll just move. However, she does have way over 90 degrees in her elbows there. The hands, now these do pop off, so we can get an idea of what the hands are, if I can get them off. Yeah, I can't get the hands off. Let's see if there we go. So you can see what you're working with when it comes to the hands. You basically just get a metal, you just get a metal stiff straight peg. So you're not going to get a whole lot of back and forth because there's no hinge. Maybe if you loosen it up, you can get a little bit. It just depends on how deep this has to go in here. But that does pop right in. You heard it take a little snap, but that's about the furthest in articulation you're going to get with that hand. Now, as far as her torso joint is concerned, she can go back that far. So she is bending backwards a little bit there. As far as forward, she can go forward that much, which is really, really good. And if you activate that whole hip, she can really get up there, kind of like the pose on the box there. So she can, I don't know what kind of articulation they have built inside of this body, but it is very good in the torso. You can get back and forth just fine. I mean, she is supposed to be able to swim, so I would assume she's pretty agile. So yeah, there's definitely some kind of metal mechanism in there that's giving her all this range. She gets a ton of range forward. All right, and then now as far as the leg, actually you do get spin out of this too, but remember her whole body is made out of silicone, so you don't want to be twisting that too much. Her legs, she can do almost full splits. That's good enough. I think that's good enough. That's really good. She can kick back that far, very far back. Then she can kick very far forward and can hold it. Now I wouldn't keep her in this pose because of the silicone, but that's incredible. She doesn't have a thigh swivel really, but you don't really need one, I guess. Let's see if I can turn her leg. So she does have a thigh swivel in there. It's built in there. You just gotta spin it a different way. As far as her knees, she does get way past 90 degrees there. And I think her ankles are pretty stuck. Yeah, you can get a twist out of that ankle, but you're not getting any up and down or any ankle rockers. Now let's see, we can pop this off. See how easy it is to pop that off. And now you can see there is all you're working with, because this is just straight down into that foot. So you're not gonna get much out of that. Let's see if I can get that back on there. That is tough to pop back on there. So that is it for articulation. So let me stand her up here and we can move on to comparisons. All right, so here she is with two other third-party figures. We have I just call her the cat lady and Whiskey Sour. And they're clearly not in scale. This girl would basically be like their little baby sister. So they're definitely not in scale, but they're all third-party figures. That's why I'm comparing them, and they're all silicone for the most part. These two big ones mostly have silicone in the bottom. I think she has some in the torso a little bit. She might too, but you can't see it because of the plastic parts. But that's the main reason why I'm doing this comparison. But that's what they look like together. All right, and now here she is with this third-party figure, which I forget the name of it, Apprentice Witch something. And then we have a actual first-party figure. We got Yamamoto from One Piece. Sorry, it's 12 o'clock, and so I'm a little tired, but this is Yamamoto, SH Figure Arts, Yamamoto from One Piece, and that's how she looks with them. I would say she might fit in scale with her, but she still might be a little too big. But that's what she looks like with them. All right, and last but not least, we have these two girls here, two more waifus. This is Super Sonico by Second Axe and Sentinel, and then we have Asagi, who is also from a Second Axe. So there we go. She could probably easily fit. If they were on the stand, or on this base, they would probably be in her scale. So they probably go best together. But that is it for comparisons. All right, now in conclusion, she's a fun figure to have. Definitely not necessary for anybody's collection. It's just if you're kind of that person that likes collecting like little waifus and you know, figures with silicone and stuff, it might be a figure you want to pick up. She is pricey, and she still is available on BBTS. She was like $102, I think, something like that. So it's definitely not a necessary thing to have in any collection, for sure. But she is a fun figure, and she is nicely sculpted and fun to play with. So if you want to pick her up, pick her up. If you don't, then don't. But that is it for my review. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.